Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year's Eve. Today is December 31st, 2019. Tomorrow is New Year's Day. So as you can see by the title of this video, I want to go over some goals for 2020 and a little bit of a look back on 2019. Thank you for joining me again today. So I guess we will jump right into it. So one of the main things I want to start doing for 2020 is work on this YouTube channel. As you may or may not know, the channel's been around for a little while. I've posted a few things, not that often, not that consistent. So that's going to change. You can expect to see more consistent stuff coming out of this channel. The main purpose of this is for my own documentation, to see what I've done, kind of document our journey and see what we're doing with the business. But also I'm hoping to provide some value to those out there who might need it. I do this part-time. I have a full-time job, kids, family, everything else, super busy, so I don't get to put as much time into it as I would like, but that also will change in 2020. So I've got some notes here, some things I printed out that I wanted to talk about today. So I guess let's just get right into it. So I started, it looks like March of 2018 is when I officially got into reselling. I started with a bag of clothes that needed to go to Goodwill. I've had the eBay account for several years, but that's when I started with Poshmark, started learning from other resellers in the community, just try to kind of get going there. So I did March through December of 2018, obviously. Looks like I sold only a total of 208 items, so not a ton of items in 2018. So if I compare that to 2019, it looks like the total number of items I have sold increased by 76%. So there was going on almost 400 items for 2019. So still not a ton. Doing this part-time, you know, I've had issues with being consistent, which that's like a whole nother video. So I think that's pretty good. My gross sales numbers are up 66% from 2018 to 2019, which is really good. But with that said, not anywhere near where I want it to be. So I will go over kind of my plan and what I want for 2020. But just looking back, gross numbers up 66%. I think that's pretty good. We sell mainly on Poshmark and eBay. Poshmark is only up 9%, so not a whole lot going on there. Poshmark takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. Sometimes I don't think the effort that you put into it, you really get much out of it. So I don't know about Poshmark. You can sell things for higher prices typically, but people also have to pay a lot for shipping because it's only priority shipping. I think that hurts a lot. So I don't know, we'll see. Obviously we'll stick with our clothing because we've got quite a few items and it does sell for us there, so I'll stick with it. It's easy, doesn't cost anything to list, but I don't expect a whole lot coming out of it. Now eBay, on the other hand, I have put more work into eBay. I have learned a lot about eBay, a whole lot about eBay. The number of items that we've sold on eBay is up 164% over 2018, which is just mind-blowing. I mean, almost 200%. Like, that's insane. So we've definitely had some really good months, some not so good months. So that's another thing. I've got to change up the items that we sell. Obviously, I think that's a big part of it, is having items that people want and want at a good price, which looking at things, I don't think pricing is an issue as much as having the right product or the right product mix. So traditionally we stick with a lot of used clothing at this point, just as many of you that may start. The cost of entry is pretty low. Storage is small, light to ship. I feel like that's a good, easy category to learn. And that's what we find around here. That's the other side of it too. So we live in Oklahoma, in the Tulsa area. So we don't get a whole lot of high-end brands. It's not a major you know, New York City, LA, something like that. So I have to work with what we have around here. So we don't get a lot of really high-end brands. We get a lot of the mall brands and a lot of low-end stuff as well. We try and stay away from. So that's part of the reason I think our sales are not where they need to be. I've got to work on the different product mix. I think we're going to add in some other types of items besides the clothing, shoes, whatnot. So we'll see how that goes going into 2020. Okay, so let's talk about 2020 goals. Now, this isn't going to be everything. This is just a few things I've kind of laid out and how I plan to get there. The other thing with these goals is I definitely think you write it down. You have a goal, it has to be written down so you can see it. I have it on paper, I've got it on, on the computer, which is good, but I like having something tangible I can look at. I think it makes a big difference. So with that being said, goals can always change. So I have this plan laid out for the year, but if we quickly reach that or we start exceeding that, then it can be adjusted and we'll change those goals and go from there. So for 2020, my first initial main goal is to make $1,000 a week. So $52,000 a year, which is way over what we've done in the past. So $1,000 a week, looking at what, $4,000 a month? So just looking at our numbers, I need to basically maybe say 5 times what I've done so far. So sales have been really low. Like I say, it's part-time, but it's a direct reflection of the effort that I put into it, right? So I go consistently for a while, then it gets burned out, I get tired. So I'm going to figure out a way. We're going to put more consistent stuff in, and there'll be more videos on that to come as well. So here's how I'm planning to break this down. So eBay and Poshmark, I kind of lump those two together. So $4,000 a month, break it down. eBay and Poshmark is going to be $2,000 a month. Now, I want to raise my ASP. Right now it's in the like $10 to $15 range just because of those low items I've talked about. Excuse me. So I'm wanting to raise that up, at least get up into the 16 plus range, because it's kind of my initial goal, which is going to give us about 4.2 items a day that we need to sell for roughly $67 a day to reach this goal. You work that out, we're talking about 126 items per month, which doesn't seem too bad. Looking at what I've got right now, we've got about a 10% or so sell-through rate per month. So I've got around 525 items or so in our eBay store, Poshmark Closet at this time. So to get that 10% sell-through rate, to get the money that we want, I'm basically going to have to double my items. So 1,026 is my target goal for those items. So tomorrow is New Year's Day, January 1st. So I need to get that doubled as quickly as possible. So I've got some ideas for that, plans for that. We can go into that later. Let's see. So basically that is going to be increasing the number of items sold per month. Oh, I do have it down, 306%, which sounds really huge, but I think it's doable. We do have a Goodwill bins or outlet about an hour and a half from here, so I do get some things from there besides local sourcing, some other things I want to try, some new ways of sourcing. So double the items that we have as quickly as possible. That's goal number 1. Now the other thing, the other $2,000 a month that I'm shooting for, just dipping my toe into the Amazon pool. So I've started this month. I've got right now currently I think 43 books sent into Amazon FBA. So not a lot. I'm working on it, trying to get that figured out. I made 4 sales I think so far, which is not bad. Only putting in like 43 items, sold 4 things. It's okay. It's not making any profit yet because they net all the fees against the profit you do make. So I'm definitely learning there. So my goal there is going to be similar, right? $67 a day is what we're looking for, which comes out to if you can get about $20 per book, it's going to be like 3.4 books a day is what I'm looking at, which is 102 a month sold, about 25 a week. That doesn't sound too terrible. I don't know what the sell-through rate is going to be on Amazon at this point, but if it sticks with the 10%-ish that I get on eBay, then I need roughly just over 1,000 books listed to get there. Definitely a ways to go on that. I'm trying to get some stuff lined up so I can get some more bulk books coming in. There are some book sales that I'm planning on going to. I know there's at least one in January I've looked at. February is definitely going to have a couple. So that's kind of the plan there. We're going to get ramped up. Basically going to split it Amazon and eBay Poshmark. $2,000 a month, but from each, $52,000 a year. That's my initial goal, and that's net also. So we're looking at roughly 100,000 or so gross sales. So about a 50 to 60% margin on that, which I think is typical in this range. So definitely doable. A lot of hard work going in there. It's going to be fun. 2020 is going to be a really good year. I've got some big plans, big things I want to do, I want to accomplish. So we are going to push through and do as much as we can. And that leads me into one of my other goals, which is social media. So we have an Instagram. If you have not seen that, go check it out. Squattypig BTQ. Check us out on Instagram. I'm looking to grow that as well. But the big push I want to do for 2020 is YouTube. So I am planning to get several videos coming out, hopefully several a week. I'm wanting to grow the YouTube channel, obviously, for monetization purposes, because that'll just help the business in general. But also I want to put more content out, like I said, for myself. Documenting things that I've done, but also if that can add value to anyone else out there, that is what I want to do with it as well. I've learned so much and taken so much over the last year and a half from everyone else out there. I definitely feel like I kind of know what I'm doing now, know what I need to do, and I can share that along the way. So hopefully you guys watch these videos, you get something out of it, and you can pick up some good tips and tricks and anything else along the way. So with that being said, thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. As you can see, I'm in my truck. I'm actually in a convenience store parking lot right now. Time is very limited, so by the time I have time in the evening to work on a YouTube video, after the kids go to bed, after dinner is done, we're looking at probably at least 9 o'clock, and by that time, I'm wiped out. So that's part of the reason I haven't done any videos. So there may be more of these car videos, because I'm on my lunch hour from my day job right now. And I have time to sit and talk and get my thoughts out and put these things out there. So again, thank you for joining me. If you'd like to see more of this, please like, subscribe. Definitely leave a comment below. Let me know how long you've been reselling. Are you brand new? Are you seasoned? What kind of stuff do you guys want to see? What are you interested in? What do you want to know about? I would love to hear that. Like I said, drop those comments. I'll definitely respond back, check all those messages, engage here or Instagram, so hit us up. And thanks again. I appreciate it, guys. Happy New Year.